Hello everyone. We are here at the Sattva Center in the Himalayas, on the banks of this beautiful river and surrounded by these majestic mountains. One day maybe you will be here. Not maybe. That's such a strange word. One day you will be here. Or maybe you are here already in this very moment, and one day you will meet yourself here. As whenever I come back here, through my travels across the world, teaching and sharing and being on the journey, it is always such an amazing reminder the moment I step foot on this land to arrive to simplicity. See, to arrive to the simplicity of purely existing. Because this world that we live in is a very busy world. It's a very busy world on the objective level and on the subjective level. You enter this world and soon, before you know it, you can be swept away into the busyness. Busyness of thought, busyness of activity, and you slowly start to get disconnected from the ground of being. So I would like to take this moment to remind you, or to bring to your own consciousness, to return to your simplicity, the simplicity of simply existing at the level of ground of being, connected with that ground of beingness, not to get so lost in the busyness, and before we know it, it's all over. So remember to be here now, and not to get so caught up in the whole busyness of existence, and to be waiting when the busyness will be over. When we can really be aware of this quality of ground of being, the simplicity of this being at the connected to the ground of being, then the busyness can never take you away, you see. Can never take you away. You can exist in stillness and yet be very dynamic, and that's what we often call it Sattva, as dynamic stillness, right like the mountains here in the Himalayas. They are so still, yet they are so dynamic. They're still growing, these mountains. The Mount Everest still keeps growing, yet when you see it, all you see is absolute stillness. When you see these mountains, there is a stillness in them, yet there is this profound dynamism in them. And that's the quality of a being who is so connected to the ground of being, is dynamic stillness. That you can be so active and creative and engaged with life, but still there is this profound stillness within you. And that gives us a complete experience of life. Whenever we are disconnected from this ground of being, which is this profoundly still, we are swept up, we are lost in the busyness, in the projects, in what's next, in thought. This addiction to the busy thought. And as you become aware again and again and again, moment to moment, to return to the ground of being, you begin to realize that you start to transcend thought above all first. Thought, which is behind a lot of our disconnect, is thought. Is it not? When you really see your life, and you see your most profound moments of experience, where you feel the greatest peace, are the moments when there is no thought, no distraction, no restlessness. There is a profound sense of unity with what is, with your surroundings, with the ground beneath your feet, with the breath flowing through your nose, with the great environment around you. There is an absence of thought, and that absence of thought, there is beauty. There is immense beauty in that. So let us be mindful, let us be aware not to get lost in the busyness, because as my master would say, the only thing you have is time, and the only thing you don't have is time. All you have truly, when we say time, is here in the ground of being. And when you are disconnected from the ground of being, lost in the busyness, it's all over before you even know it. So I would like to invite you to see and cultivate this practice of dynamic stillness. Be still amidst of all this movement, and then you realize the movement is a play. It's a play. There is immense power in that stillness. There is a simplicity in that stillness. When we are disconnected from the stillness, everything is so complex and complicated and confusing. Haven't you experienced that? That sometimes life just seems so complicated. But when you really come to the ground of being, to your stillness, when there is absence of thought and you feel united with existence itself, you realize that truth of life is very simple. What's complicated is our own busyness. So the moment you begin to transcend your busyness consistently, you begin to arrive to the simplicity of the brilliant truth. It's not an intellectual idea, it's a visceral experience, undeniable visceral experience, and it's profoundly beautiful. That's why in Sanskrit there is a saying, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. That truth is, when you arrive to absolute stillness, you start to experience truth. Not know the truth, mind you, not you idealize the truth, but you start to experience truth, and in that there is beauty. That truth is beautiful. It's liberating. Not an idea, not a concept, not okay, I have the copyright of truth. No, you make contact with that truth at the level of who you are, the ground of your being. And connected with that truth, all you experience around you is beauty, not the crazy busyness of life. These ideas or these things that we say, you don't understand what's going on in my life. Oh, I have to do this, I have to do that. Oh my God. Maybe you say it sometimes, or maybe you don't. Hopefully you don't. But even if you do, don't beat yourself about it. We all do sometimes. But we all have this option, and as you hear it right now, there is a reason why you're even listening to me in this very moment. Maybe in this very moment we can both together arrive to the simplicity of who we are, to the profound ground of being, and be still. No thought, no distractions, no past, no future, nothing taking us away from our ground of being. Remember, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. The continuity of this practice, the continuity of this connection with your ground of being is liberation itself. The stillness within you is the beginning of liberation, mastering of mind. Without that, there is only busyness. Only busyness. If you have a lot going on in your life, busyness. If you don't have a lot going on in your life, still busyness. You know exactly what I mean. You have all experienced it at some point in your life. Whether you have too much on your plate or you have too little on your plate. Maybe it's time to throw away all plates and return to pure ground of being and move from that place. There, in that there is power, in that there is liberation, and that there is beauty. Thank you.